Here we are out in the countryside. Beautiful green grass, the sun is shining and the lambs are bleating.
Well, those jolly muzzies kept me awake all night. They ought to be on TV. Every one of them would pass the screen test.
Well, when I can't get to sleep, I just count sheep.
Count sheep?
Yeah.
Oh, my boy, that's all we do all day to fill in the time. Out here in these fields with the shepherds and sheep, that's the last thing I want to do at night is count sheep.
You could count goats, Dad.
No, I don't like goats. They're very rude. They're always butting in.
I suppose you're right. Hey, what's that shepherd got in his hand, Dad?
Oh, that's a crook.
Oh, police!
What on earth are you doing?
What? Well, you said that there was a crook.
Oh, I said he's got a crook, not he is a crook.
Oh, well, where's the crook he's got?
The thing in his hand is called a crook.
Oh, well, I'm not surprised. It's certainly not straight, is it, Dad?
Oh, dear. Sometimes you exasperate me.
Hey, Dad, I hate to change the subject, but that sheep over there's got a haircut.
No, it's shorn.
Oh, well, Sean's just had his hair cut.
No, he has been shorn.
Oh, well, who is he now?
No. Shorn is not his name. When a sheep gets his wool cut off, they are said to be shorn.
Oh, yeah, well, that's what I said.
Oh, why do I bother?
Well, what's the other thing that the shepherd's got in his belt, Dad?
Oh, that's a sling. Used for shooting wild animals.
I didn't think you were supposed to sling off at anybody.
Well, yes, if you meet a lion near your sheep, what would you do?
Well, I'd say, nice pussy, enjoy your lunch, and then I'd run like mad.
Oh, yes, well, that's the difference between you and the shepherd. He loves his sheep, and he would risk his own life to save the sheep, even from lions. Just as well you chose to become a scarecrow and not a shepherd.
It's nice up here, isn't it, my boy?
Oh, yeah, it is, Dad. Hey, Dad?
Yep.
Why didn't you come home last night?
Well, it was my turn to sleep in the gateway and look after the sheep.
Oh.
And, well, the other fellows that I hired, they had a night off as well.
Hey, can I go on guard one day, Dad? Can I?
Well, maybe when you're a little bit older, Joshua, and when you know all the sheep by name.
Oh, yeah?
And, well, they know your voice and will follow you.
Oh.
Then you can sleep in the gateway.
Oh, thanks, Dad. Boy, hey, Sean, did you hear that?
There go the other two fellows that I've hired to look after the sheep.
Oh, hey, Dad, do they know how to be a good shepherd?
Well, they're a bit rough at the moment, but I'm trying to train them. It's not easy, looking after 100 sheep and learning to be thoughtful and, well, tender and gentle.
And sometimes you have to be strong like us, eh? And you have to be able to lift them up and carry them home.
That's right, Josh. And you have to learn not to lose your temper with them and be resourceful in times of danger.
Hey, resourceful. What does that mean?
Well, you have to think up a way to get out of dangerous situations. Sometimes you have to risk your life to save the sheep.
Risk your life.
In fact, that reminds me of a shepherd long time ago who had 100 sheep just like us. And one got lost. And he was a good shepherd and searched until he found the little lost sheep. With great joy, he put it on his shoulders and carried it all the way home to his house, calling all the villagers, "Come and celebrate with me for finding my lost sheep."
Like a party, eh?
That's exactly right.
Yeah.
And he showed how much he was a good shepherd and how much he cared for all the sheep in his flock.
Oh, I'd like to know that one.
Yes, in fact, some of the great heroes of the Bible were shepherds. Abraham, Isaac, Jacob, Moses, and King David. And the most important shepherd of all was Jesus.
How come, Dad?
Well, he laid down his life for his sheep.
And how many sheep did he have in his flocks?
Well, he had lots and lots, so many you couldn't count them. And he knows each one by name and cares and loves for every single one.
Wow, he must be pretty busy.
Uh-huh. Well, the reason he can do all that, Josh, is that he is God's son.
And how do you get to join his flock, then, Dad?
Well, people do that by giving over their lives to him, trusting in him, and following him.
Hey, what you doing?
Well, I thought maybe we could write down a list of all the most important things in your life, Tiny.
Okay.
So do you want to help me?
Yep, okie dokie.
Okay, what's first?
Well, me BMX bike.
BMX.
Yep, and my skateboard.
Oh, yeah.
And my computer games.
Okay. Who would you say is the most important person in your life, Tiny?
My mate Terry.
Your mate Terry.
Yeah.
I suppose.
His last name's Rest. We call him Terrorist.
Terry Reese, okay.
Yeah.
No one else?
No, that's all.
You know, Tiny, you're like some children. All they can think about is toys and games and their friends, and they always forget about the most important person of all.
This sounds like a lecture. Just like you get when you go to Sunday school. You mean God, don't you?
I do. Well, lots of kids do leave God to last, Tiny, and he should be first. That's what we learnt from the Good Shepherd story today, wasn't it?
Yeah, I suppose so.
Well, we should have Jesus as number one, and kids should follow him because he loves them.
Yeah, I suppose you're right. Can I go now?
Sure. What are you going to do?
Play with me computer games.
Hey, Grandad, you know everything, don't you?
Ha! Your grandfather knows many things, but not everything.
Well, I've got a problem. I'm not speaking to my best friend at school because he punched me and made fun of me today.
Ha! Indeed, that is very sad. Especially as he is your best friend.
Yeah, that's the trouble with friends. Sooner or later, they always let you down.
Ha! Not all friends. Let me tell you a story. Long time ago, an Indian man and his wife were in their home looking after their little baby
Oh,
son.
that's nice.
His wife went to the market to do her shopping, so she left the baby in the care of husband.
Oh, he must have been a good dad.
Certainly was. Not long after, a man came from the king and urgently requested the husband go to the king.
Really?
So the husband left the baby in charge of the pet mongoose.
A mongoose? Wow, he must have trusted the old mongoose.
Ah, he certainly did. So not long after, a snake,
Oh,
a
yuck.
huge python came through the window and was about to attack the sleeping baby, and the mongoose saw it.
Huh.
There was a great battle, and eventually the mongoose won and the baby was
Clever
safe,
one.
but the snake was dead.
Wow, I bet the old mongoose was tired.
Ah, he was, but he was covered in blood from head to toe.
Oh, no.
Soon after, the husband came home, and seeing the mongoose covered in blood, he assumed the worst. He thought, oh, the mongoose had attacked the baby, and he beat and beat and beat the mongoose,
Oh, no.
so it nearly lay dead.
That's not fair.
Quite so. Then the father went into the baby's room, only to see a huge snake, dead and baby alive.
Oh, that's good.
He rushed out to try and save the life of mongoose, and eventually he and his wife nursed it back to full health and strength.
So what happened then?
Ah, husband learned a great lesson. You too must learn the same lesson, grandson. Never doubt a faithful friend. In this case, the mongoose. But for man, the most faithful friend is their most faithful shepherd, the Lord Jesus Christ.
That's right, the Lord Jesus.
What's wrong?
I'm very sad.
Well, why are you very sad today?
'Cause in our house, we had some chickens the other day.
Yeah, okay, what's that got to be... What are you sad about that for?
Well, a fire came through the yard and it burnt all the chickens.
Oh, no, every single one of them.
Well, 4 little chickens got out.
Oh, that's terrible. Was that a grass fire or something?
Yeah,
And only 4 little chickens got out?
yeah, they had this gunk of stuff all over them and it saved them from the fire.
What did that gunk of stuff look like?
Well, it had little feathers sticking out of it.
That gunk of stuff that you picked up was probably the hen protecting her chickens. I've heard about this happening before.
Is that so?
Yeah, that's right. Sometimes if a fire or danger comes, a hen will cover her chickens with her body, lay her feathers out, her wings out with her feathers over the chickens and protect them. And that burnt gunk of stuff that you saw was probably the hen, and she saved the life of her chickens.
Oh, no.
Yeah, she gave up her life to save those chickens. That reminds me of a fireman in Australia, and this really happened some years ago. There was a great big bushfire near where I used to live.
Did you start it?
No, I didn't start it, but someone else did. And this fire came through the bush, and the fire chief stood there, risking his own life, and he hosed the other firemen to save their lives. And guess what happened?
I don't know.
Well, the fireman lost his life. A fireball came through and just killed him instantly. And he was trying to protect the others. He gave up his life for the other guys. And that's just like our Good Shepherd story today. The Lord Jesus gave up his life for his flock.
What's his flock?
Well, all the people that belong to him. I'm really pleased that my shepherd cares for me. And for the lonely people, he might be their only friend, the Lord Jesus. And for people who've got lots of friends, well, he can be the main friend in their life that guides them the right way. See these footsteps here?
Yes, I do.
Well, these are what Jesus said to one of his disciples. He said, "Follow me." And that's the most important thing anyone can do. I want you to try and put your foot in there. We have to try and walk in Jesus' footsteps. And when we're walking in his footsteps, that keeps us out of trouble, and it also keeps us going in the right direction if we're following him.
Boy, it's hard to walk in someone else's footsteps without their help. Just as well I'm not following those two. You'd have to stand in the one spot all day.